Ciao everybody! Today we're going to make bucatini alla matriciana in honor of the Italian city of Amitre. This is one of the 4 classic pasta dishes of Rome. You're going to just love this. Thanks for joining me today. This is Nonna's Italian Kitchen with Roz Carrari. So let's grab our ingredients. You're going to need 2 28-ounce cans of San Marzano peeled tomatoes, plus 5 to 6 large cloves of garlic, 1 small onion minced, 1 to 2 tablespoons of wine, and that can be red or white, 1 pound of bucatini pasta, a couple of pinches of roasted red pepper flakes, 6 beautiful basil leaves, 2 large sage leaves, olive oil for sautéing everything, 1 to 2 cups of pecorino romano cheese, sea salt and black pepper that are freshly cracked, rosemary minced, 16 ounces of guanciale or pancetta. And finally, you will need some Italian parsley. And all of the measurements are on the blog. So let's get started. Andiamo a cucina. Start with the olive oil sautéing in a hot pan. Add the guanciale or pancetta and sauté until reddish brown. This is going to take 8 to 10 minutes. So keep an eye on it, especially if you're using an induction pan, which gets very hot. So you want to continually stir as the pancetta or guanciale turns reddish brown and cooks to perfection. And remember, if you can't find guanciale, you can use pancetta. That should be easy to find. Then add your onions after about 8 minutes and start to saute those as well with the pancetta or the guanciale. Give it another stir. Keep an eye on this. Your pancetta or guanciale will continue to turn reddish brown. Add a couple of pinches of roasted red pepper flakes or pepperoncini. This is one of the classic ingredients of a matriciana. You want to have it a bit of a bite, a little bit of heat. Continue to stir. As you can see, the pancetta guanciale is beginning to turn a little bit more red-brown. It's starting to come along just beautifully. Keep it up. You're doing great. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Just beautiful color. After 10 minutes or so, and the guanciale is reddish brown, you want to add the next ingredient, which is your minced garlic cloves. The reason why you add the garlic later is because garlic burns, and you do not want to burn this garlic or it will ruin the whole entire dish. So give it a stir and saute that garlic for about another minute or 2. Just look at that. Can you just smell that beautiful garlicky aroma? And the pancetta, oh, delightful. You want to add the 2 28-ounce cans of San Marzano tomatoes that you have squished between your hands. Don't do this when they're hot in the pan. You do this before you add it. And then you just stir them in gently. And then you're going to add the red or the white wine. And this is optional. You don't have to add it. The alcohol will boil off though. The flavor of the wine just adds another layer of delightful, delicious complexity. And now it's bubbling a little bit. So let's add some more of these herbs and spices, starting with the minced rosemary. And then you want to put in your freshly cracked sea salt and black pepper and give everything a whirl. But you've still got a few more herbs to add, beginning with the 2 large sage leaves. This is such a wonderful addition to this sauce. And then you're going to throw in your 6, even up to 8 or 9 large leaves of fresh basil. Another wonderful addition to this tomato sauce. Now, a lot of people don't add basil, sage, rosemary, or parsley, but we do, and we feel that these herbs just take this sauce over the top and make it absolutely marvelous. Then there's your parsley. Stir everything together. You can see that it's bubbling and cooking down. You want this to be just a tad bit thicker than a watery consistency. And now add 1 cup of freshly grated pecorino romano. This is one of the distinctive flavors of amatriciana sauce. After you have thoroughly mixed in this delicious pecorino romano cheese, you're going to turn your burner heat down to simmer, and you're going to let it just simmer away for 20 minutes. So set your clock for 20 minutes. Now get a big pot of water boiling and add several tablespoons of salt to the water. And then once it's boiling, add your pasta. In this case, I'm using bucatini, which will need at least 7 minutes to cook until al dente or to the tooth. But you can also use regular spaghetti. Once it's finished cooking, take a strainer and carefully place it into a large platter. It's kind of hard to move bucatini. It's very slippery and slidey, but you can do it. It'll take a couple of strainers full, and it's steaming over my camera right now, but it's going to be delicious. And there you have it, freshly cooked pasta. Doesn't that look great? And now it's time to pour the delicious sauce all over this beautiful pasta. After 20 minutes or so, this sauce should be thickened. You can see that there's not a very liquidy consistency at all. Just gorgeous. Look at that. You can see the beautiful herbs just peppered all around the sauce. You can see some garlic, some onions. This is such a delightful sauce. And now pour it over your bucatini or spaghetti, garnish with minced Italian parsley, and finally generously sprinkle pecorino romano cheese all over and garnish with basil leaves. Just gorgeous. Look at that. Buon appetito. I hope you enjoy. Please let me know in a comment if you can make this and how it turned out for you. I'd love to know. Again, this has been Nonna's Italian Kitchen with Roz Carrari. And don't forget, the recipe with photos is on my blog, La Bella Vita Cucina, at https://italianbellavita.com. Plus, you get a free e-cookbook whenever you sign up for the free newsletter. Until the next time, ciao ciao.